Long ago, before cities were born, before even kings sat on thrones and men held meetings in concrete halls, the animals ruled the earth. Yes, in that time, the world was fresh. The rivers still sang songs of creation, and the trees whispered wisdom to those who listened. The sun was not just a light in the sky, it was a messenger of the gods, and the moon, she watched over all creatures, big and small. In this sacred time, the animals lived not in fear or confusion, but in council. A great community of beasts, both fierce and feeble, who gathered to decide the fate of the land. And at the center of this order was the Great Animal Council. The council met beneath the mighty baobab tree, whose roots touched the bones of ancestors and whose branches kissed the stars. All animals were invited. All voices were heard. The lion, regal and respected, often presided as the head. The elephant, wise and slow to anger, advised with ancient memory. The tortoise, slow of step but swift of thought, often proposed the cleverest solutions. Even the ant, tiny but tireless, was given space to speak. But there was one, just one, who never showed up: the fowl. Yes, the common chicken, that noisy, fluttering, corn-loving creature, always found an excuse not to attend. When the monkey came to deliver invitations, the fowl would say, "En, is it today again? Ah, I cannot come, my chicks need feeding." Or sometimes, "The ground is too wet, my feathers will get muddy." Sometimes she would even say, "Let the important ones speak, what will a small bird like me add?" And so it went, year after year, meeting after meeting. The fowl was always absent, but she did not realize that in the affairs of the land, silence is not innocence. Then, one season, the land changed. The rain forgot how to fall. The rivers dried into cracked beds of clay. The trees bore no fruit, and the wind carried whispers of hunger and disease. Animals grew sick. Children in the villages cried from empty bellies. Even the strongest among the beasts could not find comfort. The lion roared to the sky for answers. The elephant wept quietly in the forest. The tortoise, worried and thoughtful, called an emergency meeting. All the animals gathered, this time with urgency, desperation heavy in the air. They prayed, they fasted, they called upon the spirits of the forest. And finally, the oracle tree, the baobab, spoke. Its voice was the wind through leaves and the crackle of fire, deep, echoing, and without mercy. A balance has been broken. One among you has dishonored the council, one who refuses to be part of the sacred circle. A sacrifice must be made. One must return to the spirits so that harmony may be restored. The animals were silent. One by one, they looked at each other. "Surely not me," said the zebra. "I was at every meeting," said the elephant. The monkey stood. "I climbed trees to spread the messages." The tortoise nodded slowly. "But there is one we always sent for, who never came." All heads turned. The fowl. She was busy scratching the dirt, humming to herself, unaware of the storm that was coming. The lion approached her. "Sister Fowl, where have you been all these moons?" She blinked innocently. "Me? I was taking care of my eggs. You know, important domestic things." The tortoise sighed. "We have warned you before. The council is not for decoration. It is duty." "But I didn't mean any harm," the fowl cried. "Why should I suffer?" The oracle tree spoke again. "Neglect is a choice. In the matters of the spirit, even silence has a consequence. Let the one who ignored the call pay the price. And just like that, the judgment was passed. The animals performed the rites. They sang the sacred songs. They bathed the fowl in smoke from burning herbs. And under the watch of the ancestors, the fowl was offered, not in hatred, but in restoration. The rain returned that very night. Thunder roared with relief, and the rivers flowed once more. Life returned to the land. But from that day on, a rule was established. Whenever there is drought, whenever a child is born and needs to be presented to the gods, whenever a man seeks favor in battle or healing from illness, it is the fowl, and only the fowl, that is offered. Not because it is the weakest, not because it is the cheapest, but because it was the one who refused to listen, the one who failed to show up, the one whose absence brought imbalance. And so, the fowl became the symbol of atonement, a bridge between the world of men and the spirit realm, a living reminder of what happens when we ignore responsibility. So, dear listener, the next time you see a chicken being offered at a shrine, or feathers scattered by the feet of a priest, remember, it is not just a ritual. It is a story, a history, a lesson. This story teaches us that avoiding responsibility doesn't protect you from its consequences, and every member of a community has a duty, no matter how small they think their role is. Also, silence and absence in matters of importance can be seen as disrespect or betrayal. And finally, respecting communal traditions, attending meetings, and showing up when called upon is vital to the survival and harmony of any group, be it animals, people, or nations. Thank you for listening to this tale from the heart of the forest. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to share it with someone who loves wisdom wrapped in feathers. Until next time, keep listening, keep learning, and above all, always show up when it matters.